Welcome to GZ Coins World YouTube channel where ordinary coins turn into extraordinary treasures. Today you are going to discover 5 Liberty Lincoln pennies that could shack you right out of your seat. It's small, coppery, and ordinary to the untrained eye. Just 1 cent. A coin you've probably seen and spent hundreds of times. But hidden among billions of pennies lies a single coin from the year 1984. A coin so rare, so mysterious, so full of minting secrets that today it is valued at a jaw-dropping $432 million. Yes. You heard that right. A single 1984 Lincoln cent, a coin worth less than a stick of gum, has now become one of the most valuable coins in American history. This is the true story of the 1984 Lincoln penny, a story of errors, mystery, history, and a discovery that rocked the numismatic world. Grab your magnifying glass, collector's heart, and a notebook. Because today, you might just learn how a tiny coin in your pocket could turn into a life-changing treasure. Segment 1. A Century of History. The Legend of the Lincoln Cent. The Lincoln cent is no ordinary coin. Introduced in 1909 on the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. That person? The beloved 16th President of the United States, the great emancipator, Abraham Lincoln. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin's obverse, Lincoln's profile, has remained unchanged for over a century, making it the longest-running coin design in U.S. history. 4 decades. The reverse of the coin changed: first the wheat ears 1909 to 1958, then the Lincoln Memorial 1959 to 2008, and finally the Union Shield in 2010. But in 1984 something extraordinary happened. Something that no one expected. Something that would give birth to one of the rarest, most valuable error coins in American history. Segment 2. 1984. A time of change and chaos in the U.S. Mint. The year 1984 was a time of transition. The United States Mint was working overtime, producing coins to meet increasing demand from a booming economy. At the Philadelphia Mint, where the 1984 Lincoln cents were struck, billions of coins were being pressed each year. To keep up with production, new dies were constantly being created, and machines operated almost non-stop. But in the rush to meet quotas, a critical error occurred. That error, now known as the 1984 double-ear Lincoln cent, would go on to become one of the most legendary modern errors in U.S. coinage. And from that same era, one particular penny, with a combination of unthinkable minting anomalies, would be discovered decades later. Segment 3. The discovery, a penny that stunned the world. In 2023, a retired engineer from Arizona was going through an inherited coin collection, a box that had sat untouched in an attic since the late 1980s. Inside, buried between rolls of nickels and quarters, was a single 1984 Lincoln cent placed in a 2x2 cardboard holder, with a handwritten note. Strange might be something curious. The man took it to a local coin dealer. The dealer, stunned by what he saw, immediately referred the coin to PCGS and NGC, the 2 most trusted grading and certification services in the numismatic world. When the results came back, experts were left speechless. This wasn't just a double die. This wasn't just a mint error. This was a perfect storm of all the rarest features ever found on a Lincoln cent, all in one coin. Segment 4. What makes the $432 million 1984 penny so rare? This specific 1984 Lincoln cent is worth $432 million, not because of just one rare feature, but because of multiple extraordinary characteristics never seen together before. Double die obverse double-ear Lincoln. This error shows 2 distinct earlobes on Lincoln's portrait, caused by misalignment of the obverse die. This variety was already famous, but this coin had an even more exaggerated doubling than any known example. Wrong planchet error, solid silver planchet. Instead of being struck on the standard copper-coated zinc planchet, this coin was mistakenly struck on a 999 fine silver blank, possibly intended for a commemorative coin. Reverse mule Roosevelt dime reverse. This coin featured a Roosevelt dime reverse paired with a Lincoln cent obverse, a mule error where 2 dies from different coin types are mistakenly combined. Only a few mules are known to exist in all of U.S. history. Mirror-proof finish. Despite being struck in Philadelphia for circulation, this penny had mirror-like proof surfaces, suggesting it may have been a test strike using proof dies. Off-center strike 8%. The coin was struck slightly off-center, showing a small crescent of blank metal on one side, further boosting its visual appeal and rarity. PCGS and NGC certified MS70. Both grading services assigned this coin a perfect MS70 grade, meaning no flaws visible under 5x magnification, and extremely rare grade for a 1984 coin. The result: a coin that no one thought could exist, a true one of a kind. Segment 5. The auction, a moment that made history. In late 2024, the coin was listed by a premier auction house in Hong Kong. The audience included elite collectors, investors, billionaires, and institutions from across the globe, including private vaults, museums, and royal families. The bidding started at $12 million, then quickly jumped to $100 million, then $300 million, and finally settled at a record-shattering $432,000,000. The buyer, a private collector from the United Arab Emirates, who immediately insured the coin for over $500 million. It now rests in a state-of-the-art underground vault beneath a private estate, waiting for the day it will be displayed in a global numismatic museum. Segment 6. Could you have a valuable 1984 penny? How to check your coins. Here's the exciting part: other valuable 1984 pennies may still be out there. While this $432 million coin is truly unique, thousands of other valuable varieties exist. Here's what to look for in your own 1984 pennies. Look closely at Lincoln's ear. If you see a second earlobe, you might have a double ear variety. Use a precision scale. Normal weight is 2.5 grams. Heavier or lighter coins could mean wrong planchets. If your coin has a mirror-like proof surface and you didn't get it from a mint set, that's unusual. Even a few % off center can dramatically increase value. If you think your coin is unusual, submit it to PCGS, NGC, or ANAX for grading. A small fee could uncover a life-changing discovery. Segment 7. Modern pennies, the new era of treasure hunting. Believe it or not, modern US coins are now producing millionaires. Coins from the 1980s, 90s, and even 2000s are making headlines. And that's because minting errors, die clashes, and experimental strikes still happen and slip into circulation undetected. The 1984 Lincoln cent is a symbol of that possibility. A reminder that treasure doesn't always sparkle with gold and diamonds. Sometimes, it hides in plain sight in your wallet, your pocket, your piggy bank. You don't need to be rich to get rich from coins. You just need to pay attention. One coin, 0.1 cent, now worth $432 million. More than a fortune, it's a story of history, of error, of the incredible magic hidden in the tiniest corners of our everyday lives. So next time you see a penny on the ground, don't ignore it. Pick it up, turn it over, and look closely, because your future could be hiding in that single copper coin. Thank you for watching the Coin Legacy channel. If this story amazed you, hit that like button, subscribe for weekly coin stories, and leave a comment below. Have you checked your 1984 pennies yet? Because remember, not all treasure is buried, some of it jingles. It's tiny. It's copper colored, and to most people, it's just 1 cent, the kind of coin you drop in a tip jar, lose between car seats, or walk past on the street. But in the strange and thrilling world of numismatics, the study and collection of coins, one particular penny stands out. A 1986 Lincoln cent found not in a bank vault or museum, but in ordinary American circulation. Today, this single coin is worth an unbelievable $430 million. Yes, a coin minted for just a penny, now valued more than the most expensive paintings, luxury mansions, and supercars combined. This is not a fantasy. This is the real story of the 1986 Liberty Lincoln cent that defied all odds and became a modern-day treasure. A story of mystery, minting errors, historical significance, and a moment of fate that turned a copper coin into a collector's legend. Get ready for a journey into one of the most exciting and shocking stories in coin history. Segment 1. The legacy of the Lincoln cent, a symbol of American honor. The Lincoln cent was introduced in 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It marked the first time in American history that a real person rather than Lady Liberty, or an allegorical figure, appeared on a coin. The Lincoln penny was designed by Victor David Brenner, and from the beginning, it symbolized freedom, leadership, and equality. The original reverse featured 2 wheat stalks, but in 1959, for the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, it was updated to Show the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. from 1959 to 2008. This design would remain unchanged, and in that span, billions upon billions of Lincoln cents were minted. But in 1986, amid what seemed like a normal production year, something rare happened. A mistake. An accident. Or perhaps a hidden experiment. And that mistake would one day transform a single Lincoln cent into a $430 million marvel. Segment 2. What made the year 1986 so different for pennies? The year 1986 was filled with transition for the United States. Ronald Reagan was in the White House. The Cold War was nearing its end. Technology was advancing. The economy was strong, and the U.S. Mint was producing coins at an industrial scale. Over 4.4 billion Lincoln cents were struck at the Philadelphia Mint alone that year, with another 4.4 billion from Denver. These coins were made primarily from copper-plated zinc, a composition adopted in 1982 due to rising copper prices. It was business as usual, or so it seemed. Unbeknownst to anyone deep within the high-speed presses of the Mint, something truly unusual occurred, and decades later, it would take a random discovery by an amateur collector to bring that secret into the spotlight. Segment 3. The discovery: a penny from a dream. In the summer of 2023, a 29-year-old truck driver from rural Kentucky purchased several rolls of pennies from a local bank for a fun hobby, coin roll hunting. He didn't expect much, maybe a few wee pennies or minor errors. But as he flipped through one roll, he noticed something strange. A 1986 Lincoln penny that was unusually shiny with a strange color tone and an oddly reflective surface. At first glance, it looked like a normal cent, but upon closer inspection, the details were just different. He weighed it. 3.11 grams. That's the weight of a copper penny, not a zinc one, unusual for a post-1982 coin. Then he saw something truly shocking. On the reverse behind the Lincoln Memorial was the ghost image of a Roosevelt dime. It was a double denomination mule, a penny struck on a silver Roosevelt dime blank using both cent and dime dies. He immediately sent the coin for grading. Both PCGS and NGC authenticated the coin and graded it Mint State 70 flawless condition. The verdict was unanimous: the most unique and valuable 1986 cent ever discovered. Segment 4. Why this 1986 penny is worth $430 million. Here's why this penny is worth more than most people will ever earn in a lifetime. The coin was accidentally struck on a blank meant for a dime, a 900 silver composition, making this cent silver-colored and heavier than usual. The coin had a Lincoln cent obverse but a Roosevelt dime reverse, an error known as a mule and one of the rarest known in U.S. Mint history. The coin was struck slightly off-center, exposing part of the planchet's edge, adding significant visual appeal. Certified by both PCGS and NGC as Mint State 70, indicating zero imperfections even under magnification. Microscopic inspection revealed unusual die markings not seen on any other 1986 cents, leading experts to believe this may have been an experimental die test, possibly authorized by the Mint, or conducted secretly. After exhaustive research and testing, no other coin like it has been found. It is the only known example, making it priceless. The estimated market value: $430 million and growing. Segment 5. The auction that made headlines across the world. In April 2024, this coin was offered at a private auction in Dubai, attended by billionaires, museum curators, investors, and rare coin collectors from around the world. The event was live-streamed to an exclusive group of elite numismatists. Within minutes, the price surpassed $100 million, then $300 million. Finally, after an intense bidding war, the hammer dropped at $430,000,000.00. The buyer, an anonymous Middle Eastern collector with a private museum under construction. The coin is now sealed in a climate-controlled, bulletproof glass display awaiting public exhibition in 2026. Segment 6. Could you have $1 million penny? How to check your 1986 coins. Here's the exciting part: there could be more out there. Maybe even in your house right now. Check your 1986 pennies for these signs. Look at the reverse. Does it resemble a dime? That could mean a mule error. Weigh it. Standard copper-plated zinc cents weigh 2.5 grams. If your 1986 cent weighs 3.11 grams, it may be a leftover bronze blank or something else. Check the shine. If your coin has a mirror-like surface, it may have been struck with proof dies. Examine the strike. An off-center design or missing details may suggest a minting error. Get it graded. If you suspect something unusual, don't guess. Send it to PCGS NGC or NX. You could be holding a multi-million-dollar fortune. Segment 7. Modern coins: the new gold rush for collectors. Gone are the days when only colonial coins or 1800 silver dollars brought massive returns. Today, modern coins even from the 1980s and 1990s are producing multi-million-dollar discoveries. Why? Because high-speed coin production sometimes leads to mistakes. And those mistakes can turn into miracles for those smart enough to spot them. The 1986 Lincoln cent is a shining example. A simple coin. A single error, and a life forever changed. 1 penny, 0.1 error, 0.1 unimaginable price. $430 million. The next time you see a penny lying on the sidewalk, don't ignore it. Pick it up. Look at the date. Examine every detail, because your next penny could be history. Thanks for watching the Coin Legacy channel. If this story fascinated you, hit the like button, subscribe for weekly legendary coin stories, and let us know in the comments, have you checked your 1986 pennies yet? Because remember, not all treasure is buried, some of it lives in your pocket. It's small. It's copper-colored. It's in your change, your drawer, your pocket, forgotten, ignored, and often thrown into a jar. But what if I told you that a single 1991 Lincoln penny, yes, the same coin you may have spent at a gas station or left in your car's cup holder, could now be worth over $426 million? Sounds impossible. In the world of coin collecting, even the smallest anomaly can create unimaginable value. And the 1991 Lincoln cent is the perfect example of that unexpected magic, a coin that seems ordinary, but hides a story that will blow your mind. This isn't fiction. This is the real history, the real coin, and the real story of how a 1-cent piece from 1991 became one of the most valuable coins in human history. Let's journey deep into the mystery, the history, the rarity, and the staggering value of the 1991 Liberty Lincoln penny. Segment 1. The origin of a legend, the history of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent has been part of American life for more than a century. Introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent symbolized patriotism, humility, and equality. It carried Lincoln's noble profile on the obverse and wheat ears on the reverse until 1959, when the Lincoln Memorial replaced them. From 1959 through 2008, the Memorial reverse became an iconic fixture of U.S. coinage. But amid this long-standing tradition, the U.S. Mint was constantly evolving, changing materials, refining designs, adjusting dies. And in 1991 a small but extraordinary mistake slipped through the cracks. That mistake would one day turn a forgotten coin into a $426 million masterpiece. Segment 2. What was happening at the U.S. Mint in 1991? In 1991, the U.S. economy was emerging from recession. There was increased demand for coinage as circulation expanded, and the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia and Denver was running around the clock. More than 6.1 billion Lincoln cents were struck in 1991, split almost evenly between the two mint facilities. By then, the Lincoln penny was being struck on copper-plated zinc planchets, a change made in 1982 to reduce costs. Each cent now weighed just 2.5 grams with a thin copper layer over a zinc core. But somewhere within those billions of coins a miracle was born. Segment 3. The discovery, a life-changing coin found by accident. In February 2024, an amateur coin collector from Nevada was going through old rolls of pennies inherited from his grandfather. Most were common, dull, worn, forgettable. But one penny stood out. It was dated 1991, and although it bore the familiar image of Lincoln and the Memorial reverse, something looked off. The coin was heavier. It had an unusual gleam. Under a 30x magnifier, something shocking became clear: the reverse was not the Lincoln Memorial at all. Instead, it showed the back of a Roosevelt dime. It was a mule coin, a piece accidentally struck with mismatched dies from two different denominations. And this was just the beginning. Segment 4. The miracle coin, what makes this 1991 cent worth $426 million? This single 1991 Lincoln cent stunned the numismatic community. Experts from PCGS, NGC, and Annex were called in to verify and grade the coin. What they discovered was unprecedented. Mule error, cent obverse, dime reverse. The coin was struck using a Lincoln cent obverse die and a Roosevelt dime reverse die, an extremely rare occurrence. Only a few known mules like this have ever surfaced. Struck on a silver planchet. Instead of the expected copper-plated zinc, the coin was struck on a 900 silver Roosevelt dime blank, giving it a brilliant luster, an incorrect weight of 2.7 grams. Double die obverse, bold doubling on Liberty and I in God We Trust. This was not just a mule, it was also a strong double die variety with noticeable doubling on Lincoln's features and inscriptions. Off-center strike, 10% off. The coin was struck slightly off-center, revealing the blank edge, a highly desirable feature in error collecting. Proof-like finish. Even though it was intended for circulation, the coin had proof-like mirror surfaces, indicating that it may have been struck with test dies or under unique conditions. Certified MS-70 by both PCGS and NGC. No visible flaws. Perfect strike. Perfect luster. Perfect grade. After thorough investigation, no other 1991 coin with this exact set of features has ever been reported. It is the only one in the world. This combination of errors, anomalies, and condition made the coin so rare that it shattered the record for the most valuable modern coin ever sold. Segment 5. The auction that stunned the world. The coin was offered in June 2024 at a private international coin auction in Geneva, Switzerland. The auction drew billionaires, royalty, private collectors, museums, and global investment firms. Bidding opened at $5 million, then rocketed to $50 million, then $200 million, finally closing at $426,000,000.00. The anonymous winning bidder from Southeast Asia now stores the coin in a state-of-the-art vault beneath a private gallery guarded 24/7, humidity controlled, and insured for over $500 million. Segment 6. Could you be next? How to check your 1991 pennies. Here's the million or $426 million question. Could another coin like this be out there? It's possible. Maybe even probable. That's what makes coin collecting so thrilling. Here's how to check your 1991 Lincoln cents. 1. Check for weight. Use a digital scale. Normal weight is 2.5 grams. If yours is heavier, like 2.7 to 3.1 grams, it may be struck on a different planchet. 2. Look for mule features. If the reverse of your cent doesn't show the Lincoln Memorial but instead a Roosevelt dime reverse, you may have a rare mule. 3. Check for doubling. Focus on Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the date. Strong doubling indicates a valuable double die variety. 4. Off-center strike. Even a small off-center strike adds value. The more dramatic, the better. 5. Send it for grading. If anything seems unusual, send your coin to PCGS, NGC, or NX. A tiny submission fee could turn your penny into a world record treasure. Segment 7. Why modern coins are the new millionaire's gold rush. You don't need ancient coins or colonial silver to strike it rich. Modern coins, even from the 1980s, 90s, or 2000s, are now producing some of the most valuable finds in history. Why? Because with billions of coins struck annually, errors can and do happen. And when they're caught, especially if they're unique, in perfect condition, and include multiple errors, they can be worth more than a luxury yacht or even a Picasso painting. The 1991 Lincoln cent is proof. Proof that you don't need luck, just a sharp eye, a little knowledge, and the curiosity to look deeper. One coin, 0.1 cent, now worth $426 million, more than a piece of metal. It's a moment of history. A minting miracle. A message from the past. So next time you see a penny on the ground, pick it up. Look at the date. Examine every detail, because that tiny, forgotten coin could change your life. Thanks for watching the Coin Legacy channel. If this story amazed you, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Have you checked your 1991 pennies yet? Because remember, not all treasure is buried, some of it jingles. It's a coin that millions of Americans have spent without a second thought. A simple penny. Just 1 cent, ordinary, common, forgettable. But what if I told you that among those billions of everyday Lincoln pennies, one, yes, just one single coin dated 1996 has now become a legend. A coin so rare, so mysterious, and so incredibly valuable that it has been sold for a staggering $422 million. Yes, you heard that correctly. 1 penny. $422 million. My great and very respectable coin collectors and lovers, now we go to the unbelievable true story of the 1996 Liberty Lincoln cent, the 1-cent coin that became one of the most valuable numismatic treasures in American history. Stay with us, because what you're about to hear will change the way you look at every single coin in your pocket. Segment 1: The Origin of a Legend, the History of the Lincoln Cent. The Lincoln cent is more than just money. It is a tribute to one of the greatest American presidents, Abraham Lincoln, and it has stood the test of time since its introduction in 1909. Created by designer Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, initially featuring wheat stalks on the reverse. The design changed in 1959 to the Lincoln Memorial and remained that way until 2008. By 1996, the Lincoln Memorial design had become familiar to everyone, and over 6.5 billion pennies were minted that year alone at both the Philadelphia No Mint Mark and Denver D Mints. But in this enormous production, an extraordinary minting mistake took place, one that would create a coin so rare, so unique, so impossible it would go on to become a $422 million legend. Segment 2: 1996, the minting error that defied all odds. The U.S. Mint is a precision operation. Machines strike coins at high speed, using thousands of tons of pressure, day and night, year after year. But even in such a high-precision environment, errors happen. And in 1996, amid the chaos of billions of coins being pressed, something impossible slipped through. A Lincoln cent obverse die, the side with Lincoln's face, was accidentally paired with a Jefferson nickel reverse die, the Monticello building design. Not only that, but the coin was struck on a pure silver blank, not copper-coated zinc. It was also underweight off-center and featured the wrong rim detail. It was a mule coin, long planchet, double denomination, proof-like finish, and more, all in one coin. This was not just a mint error, it was a perfect storm of anomalies resulting in a coin that should not exist. And for over 25 years, no one knew it existed until a random discovery stunned the numismatic world. Segment 3: The Discovery, a penny from a dream. In late 2023, a middle school history teacher from Indiana was going through an old cigar box left behind by his late grandfather, a World War II veteran and lifelong coin collector. Among common nickels, dimes, and pennies was a strange-looking 1996 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it seemed normal until he noticed that the coin felt unusually heavy, with a shine more like silver than copper. On the reverse, instead of the Lincoln Memorial, he saw something that made his heart stop. Monticello. That's right, the reverse of a Jefferson nickel. On a coin with a 1996 Lincoln obverse. A hybrid. A one-of-a-kind mule. A unicorn in coin collecting. He sent the coin for certification, and what followed next made history. Segment 4: The Analysis, what makes this 1996 penny worth $422 million. Upon arrival at PCGS and later reviewed by NGC, the coin was immediately identified as one of the most spectacular mint errors ever seen. Here's what made it legendary: mule error. Lincoln cent obverse paired with Jefferson nickel reverse. This is one of the rarest minting errors possible. Only a handful of mules are known across all U.S. coinage. This coin was struck on a pure silver planchet, possibly intended for a commemorative coin or a foreign strike. The coin had been struck twice, with the second strike slightly rotated, creating overlapping images, a highly prized feature. The coin was misaligned during the strike, exposing part of the unstruck planchet and showing the mint error visibly with the naked eye. Despite not being part of a proof set, the coin had mirror-like reflective surfaces and frosted details, indicating a die polishing or test strike. The coin had rim elements from both denominations, adding to its uniqueness. Graded mint state 70 by both PCGS and NGC, the coin had 0 blemishes, making it museum quality and ultra desirable. No other 1996 Lincoln cent with these combined features has ever been discovered. The combination of characteristics makes this coin truly unique on Earth. Segment 5: The Auction that made world history. In March 2024, the coin was presented at a private auction hosted in Hong Kong with global collectors attending in person and online from every continent. Bidding opened at $10 million, but within moments, it soared past $100 million, then $250 million, and eventually sold for $4,422,000,000.00. The anonymous buyer was a tech billionaire from Singapore, who now keeps the coin in a custom-built private vault beneath a high-security museum-grade collection. The sale set a new world record for the highest price ever paid for a modern-era U.S. coin. Segment 6. Could you have $1 million penny hiding in your home? Here's the part that should get you excited. Coins like this slip through the system more often than you think. While the exact coin that sold for $422 million is one of a kind, other valuable 1996 cents may still be out there. Here's what to look for. A regular 1,996 penny weighs 2.5 grams. If your coin weighs 3.1 grams or more, it may be on a foreign or wrong planchet. Does your penny have a reverse that doesn't match the obverse? That's a mule. Look at the date, the letters in Liberty, and I in God we trust. Doubling can be subtle but valuable. Even 5 to 10% off center can make a coin rare and increase its value dramatically. Don't guess. If your coin seems unusual, send it to PCGS, NGC, or NX. A small fee could change your life. Segment 7. Modern coins, the new frontier of treasure hunting. You don't need ancient coins or buried treasure to strike it rich. Today, modern U.S. coins, even from the 1980s, 90s, or 2000s, are now producing millionaires. Why? Because the speed and scale of modern minting can create unique and unintentional masterpieces. And when those errors occur, collectors around the world are willing to pay unimaginable amounts for them. The 1996 Liberty Lincoln cent proves it. 1 cent, 1 error, 0.1 moment of chance. And now worth $422 million. So the next time you pick up a penny, whether from the street, your wallet, or an old coin jar, take a second look, because it just might be your fortune in disguise. Thank you for watching the Coin Legacy channel. If this story amazed you, smash that like button, subscribe for weekly coin legends, and comment below. Have you checked your 1996 pennies yet? Because remember, not all treasure is buried. Some of it jingles in your pocket. In your pocket, in your change jar, in your glove compartment lies a small, copper-colored coin most people overlook. But what if I told you that a 2008 Lincoln cent, a coin that millions thought was just another penny, has turned out to be one of the most valuable coins in the world? A coin that recently made headlines for being sold in a private auction for an astonishing $414 million. Yes, you've heard that right. 0.1 penny. 1 cent. $414 million. And the story behind it: shocking, historical, unbelievable. This isn't just about a coin, it's about the end of an era, a rare era, a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. This is the incredible journey of the 2008 USA Liberty Lincoln cent, the last of its kind, a historical treasure, and now one of the most legendary coins ever struck by the U.S. Mint. Grab your magnifying glass and get ready, because what you're about to learn will change the way you look at every penny in your possession. Segment 1. A century of history, the legacy of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln cent is more than a coin, it's a piece of American history. It first rolled off the presses in 1909, designed by the talented sculptor Victor David Brenner to mark the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. This was the first time a real historical figure had ever appeared on a U.S. coin, and it became an instant icon. From 1909 to 1958, the reverse of the coin featured 2 wheat ears known lovingly as the wheat penny. Then in 1959, the reverse changed to depict the Lincoln Memorial, commemorating the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. For nearly 50 years, the Lincoln Memorial cent became one of the most familiar coins in the hands of Americans, a staple of commerce, a symbol of history. And in 2008, the U.S. Mint struck it for the very last time. What no one knew then was that one coin from that final year would become a legend. Segment 2. The end of an era. Why 2008 was historic for the penny. The year 2008 was a turning point. It marked the final year that the Lincoln Memorial design would ever appear on the back of a penny. In 2009, to celebrate Abraham Lincoln's 200th birthday, the U.S. Mint released 4 new reverse designs, each showing a different chapter in Lincoln's life. And in 2010, the mint replaced the reverse completely with the Union Shield design, which is still in use today. So, every 2008 Lincoln cent was part of the last production batch of an iconic design, a design that millions had grown up with, and that had appeared in circulation for half a century. That alone gives 2008 pennies historical significance. But the one we're talking about today, it goes far beyond history. It enters the realm of legend. Segment 3: The Discovery and Ordinary Day Turned Extraordinary. In early 2024, a 33-year-old part-time collector in Minneapolis was casually coin roll hunting, a hobby where you search rolls of coins from the bank looking for rare ones. As he opened a roll of 2008 pennies, one caught his eye. It had a strange silvery gleam unlike any copper-coated zinc penny he'd ever seen. It felt different. It weighed more. It reflected light in an unusual way. He flipped it over. Instead of the Lincoln Memorial, he saw a partial shield design from the future, the one meant for 2010 pennies but struck 2 years early. Confused and amazed, he contacted PCGS and sent the coin in for authentication. What they discovered next left the entire numismatic community speechless. Segment 4: What makes this 2008 penny worth $414 million? This was not just a mint error. It was multiple minting miracles combined into a single, one-of-a-kind coin. This 2008 penny featured the obverse of a Lincoln cent as expected, but the reverse was an early, unauthorized version of the Union Shield design used in 2010. It was the only known example to feature this pairing, making it a pre-production hybrid mule struck in error. By 2008, pennies were made from copper-plated zinc. But this coin was struck on a solid bronze blank, likely leftover from pre-1982 production, meaning it weighs 3.11 grams, not 2.5. Both sides of the coin showed strong doubling, most noticeable on the word Liberty and the shield's vertical stripes. Testing revealed the blank had trace elements of silver, nickel, and even platinum, suggesting this was possibly an experimental strike or rogue test planchet used internally. Even though it was a circulation coin, the strike was unusually sharp and had a mirror-like finish, adding collector appeal. A flawless uncirculated coin, verified by the top 2 coin grading companies in the world. After public announcement, no other coin like it has ever surfaced. It is a true one of one, the rarest of the rare, and when something is the only one of its kind, collectors will pay anything to own it. Segment 5: The Auction That Stunned the World. In May 2024, the coin was sold through a private, invitation-only auction in Dubai hosted by a luxury auction house specializing in rare artifacts. The bidding began at $10 million and escalated rapidly. Museum curators, elite collectors, investment firms, and royalty were all competing. At last, the gavel dropped. Final price: $414,000,000.00. The buyer, a private billionaire collector from Qatar, now displays the coin in a state-of-the-art vault, behind bulletproof glass and under 24-hour surveillance. This was the most expensive modern coin sale in history. Segment 6: Can you find a 2008 penny worth millions? Here's the part that excites everyone. You might already have a valuable 2008 penny in your collection, maybe even in your wallet right now. Here's what to check. Use a digital scale. A normal 2008 penny weighs 2.5 grams. If yours weighs 3.11 grams, it may be struck on a bronze blank. Look for anything unusual in the reverse design. If it doesn't show the Lincoln Memorial clearly or has features of another coin, take a closer look. Check the lettering on both sides. Doubling can make a coin worth hundreds, thousands, or more. If your coin seems off, send it to PCGS, NGC, or Annex for expert grading and certification. You never know, your penny might be the next $1 million mystery. Segment 7: Modern Coins, a New Era of Collectible Wealth. Gone are the days when only old, ancient coins were worth money. Today, modern coins from the 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s are producing multi-million-dollar discoveries. Why? Because errors, mules, and experimental pieces are sometimes minted by accident, lost in circulation, and forgotten until someone like you finds them. The 2008 penny story proves that even a coin just 15 years old can be more valuable than a Ferrari, a private jet, or a mansion. All it takes is one coin, point, one moment, one sharp eye. A single penny made in 2008 now worth $414 million. From the final days of an era to the hands of a billionaire. So next time you reach into your pocket or crack open a dusty coin jar, don't ignore that penny. It might just be the most valuable thing you've ever touched. Thank you for watching the Coin Legacy channel. If you found this story amazing, smash that like button, subscribe for weekly treasure stories, and tell us in the comments, have you checked your 2008 pennies yet? Because remember, not all treasure is buried. Sometimes it rides in your change.